All right. Bear in mind that when you have continuous variables and you want to give them labels, you have to first convert them into categorical variables, and then you now give them the labels. For example, let me label the BMI. Say we want to categorize them as in people less than 18.5 BMI are underweight, maybe 18.5 to 24 of normal weight, and then obese people are 25 and above. To be able to code that, right, and give them labels, we have to convert this BMI, which is a continuous variable, into a categorical variable, right? So what we can do is go to transform. Then we come to recode into different variables. So now this will apply for every continuous variable that you want to change into a categorical, right? And you want to recode, right? So whether it's going to be age, BMI, whether it's height or weight, we go through the same process. So we want to categorize BMI. So we click on BMI, we move it in here. Now we want to make it BMI cut. Now bear in mind for this section, you can't use a space bar. So to give a space, you have to use underscore. Then we have BMI cut again. Then we click on change.
So the cut is categorical.
It's a sound clip. So we click on change, then we come to old and new variables. So over here, we are going to
So why do you use the underscore?
because you can't use space over there. Over here, you can't use space bar, so you have to use underscore. So we come to this window, right? And then we have range, range lowest through range through to the highest, and then values over here. So what we are going to do is, I want us to group BMI as underweight, normal, and then overweight. The underweight is going to be those who are under 18.5. Those who are under 18.5. So what we are going to do is, now this range lowest through value means less than or equal to. And this also means greater than or equal to. Right. So we want to group all those who are up to 18.5 as under. So we are going to use this one and make it say 18.49. Right. So all values that are less than or equal to this will be given one category. So we label that as 1, and then we add. Then we have a range from 18.5 to 24, so 24.99. We want to assign this a value of 2, and we add. Then for those who are 25 and above, we assign a label of 3, and then add. Then we go to continue. Okay. So we are going to have our BMI category. We don't want the decimal places. We don't want the decimal places. So we can come to variable view, decimals. It has 2 decimal places. Let's just make it 1. So 0 decimal places. So you come to data view, and then there are only digits. So now after doing this, now we have the values. So we have to add the labels to it. So in variable view, when you come to values, 1 was less than or equal to 18.499 or 18.5. We want to label that one as underweight. So we underweight. we add, then 2 should be normal, we add, and then 3 should be overweight. Now bear in mind that the coding depends on the values that you want to use, and then it depends on the labels that you want to give it. So there's a general overview. So we add and we press OK. So when we come back to data view here, now we see we can change from labels. We can change from labels to the values, right? So that's going to be the first part. That's going to be the first part. Now, I'm going to use some questions over here to help us. Okay. So we are going to use some questions I have over here to further understand. Whilst I do every question, I explain to you, and then when you have a similar question, you can do it that way. So, for example, if you have a question like, how many participants were in the study? For this one, we want to know the total number of people that were in the study, this particular study. So what we can do is, when you scroll down here, you might see the number. But then another way to do it is, now remember, for continuous variables, we'll be analyzing them for the measures of central tendencies like the mean, median, mode, percentiles, quartiles. And then for categorical variables, we'll be looking for frequencies, percentages, proportions, right? And so depending on the variable, you know what you're looking for. So it says how many students or how many participants were in the study. Now you can just go down there and see the number. Or what we can do is we can come to analyze. We come to descriptive statistics and frequencies. Now, everyone in the study, every participant is either a male or a female. So we can just run frequencies for gender, and then to give us the total number of males or females, and then the total number. And the total number is what we are looking for. So you can come here, look at those things. But this is a categorical variable, so we are not interested in mean, median, and the rest. So you can just click on OK. And this gives us the number of males as 250, the number of females as 186, and then the total number of people as 436. So for a question like that, how many people were in a study? You can just run frequencies for the gender, and then we know the number of people as 436, right? And then these are their percentages. I recommend you use valid percentage because sometimes you might have some missing variables, and the valid percentage will calculate and eliminate the missing variables, right? So if, for example, you ask the proportion of males in the study, it's going to be 57.3%. Going to be 57.3, proportion of females 42.7, and so now we want to know the skewness of age. Now, age is a continuous variable. So, like we said, we'll be measuring the, we'll be looking for the measures of central tendency, like mean, skewness, or whatever. So, we can come to analyze descriptive statistics, then frequencies. We can take gender out and then input age, because we want to know the skewness of age. So we come to statistics, then we choose whatever we want. So we can select the mean, median, mode, standard deviation, minimum, maximum, range, standard error, kurtosis, skewness. We are interested in skewness. But let me just select mean and say standard deviation and continue. Then I can click on OK. So this chart gives me the mean age as 31, standard deviation as 1.930, and then a skewness of 0.718. So that is going to be the skewness of the age. And then depending on the variable, you can tell whether it's right skewed, left skewed, or it's a normal distribution. If you have to find the 75th percentile of the age among females who take alcohol, that's a bit too much for now. But in this question, 75th percentage of the age of females who take alcohol, we have about 3 variables that we are working with. Let's just start with 2, then we can work and improve on that.